Hi girls, I'm Susie.
And I'm Sherry.
Grab a coffee or your favorite cup of tea.
Pull up a seat and take a deep breath.
We are dropping the pretenses.
And we're letting go of the need for perfection.
Come join the conversation. This is the Pink Seat. Welcome. We are on part 2 of our podcast, He Said, She Said.
I love the title. That's so fun.
Yep. And this week, drum roll, please. We have not only...
That was the worst drum roll I've ever heard.
We could go get the snare drum and do
an official drum roll.
Official drum roll.
We have not only our very first podcast guest, but our very best friends and partners in crime, our husbands, are here with us.
Welcome, husbands.
Thank you for having us.
I know, thank you. Usually I just press record and then walk out of the room.
Yes,
And then you
Mike
leave.
disappears.
You run out of the room.
Yes, I'm like, I'm out.
And we don't even talk till he's out of the room.
Yeah, because
We don't even start.
it's the Pink
It's
Seat.
too much pressure.
I thought the vetting process for your first guest was a little more stringent.
I was expecting
Listen.
like a questionnaire. Like,
Right.
We've
are
been
these-
vetting you guys for over 20 years. How much longer do we need to vet you for?
Exactly.
It's true.
Yes. But for those of you that don't know, this is my husband, Adam.
Hi, everyone.
We've been married for 20 years.
20 years.
20 years.
And we celebrate anniversaries in the same month, I think.
Yes,
Ew.
November,
You're in
yeah.
November.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're the 12th. When are
The
you guys?
12th. We're the 15th. That's
Oh,
3
but you guys
days.
are 2 years ahead of us, right?
That's true. Thanks,
You're
so.
22
Thanks,
years.
Sherry, for making me feel old today.
Oh,
And Mike is with us too.
Yeah, I'm here.
Say hi.
yes.
How's everybody doing?
Welcome, welcome.
Do you think that some of the men will tune in since we have men on our podcast?
It's possible.
I hope so.
I'll share it.
You will?
Yeah, I'll share it. Say, hey guys, take a listen.
What about you, Adam?
Absolutely.
You're going to share our podcast?
Why not?
I had a few friends find out that I was bringing like the husbands on, and they were like, "Oh, well, we have to listen." Like they were going to listen with their
Really?
husbands. Mm-hmm.
So I thought it would be fun to talk about what about your spouse stole your heart. So think back 20 some years ago, Adam. Do you remember
It was a
what
while
was it
ago.
about? Now you guys met when you were,
We were
younger,
young.
right?
It's hard because there's not like one definitive moment where I'm like, "Oh, this is when me and Adam met." I just kind of remember him being there. Like
How old were you?
I was probably 11 or 12.
Yeah, I think I
Oh,
was.
wow.
Okay.
You guys were really young.
Oh,
Yeah.
you were 12, so I would have been 10.
Yeah.
We met at church,
Our
but we were
families were
kids. I just
friends.
remember,
I was
yeah.
friends with her brother.
Mhm.
Okay.
We used to
And
hang
my little
out.
sister was best friends with his little sister. So the families became friends. They had a family camp. So they would invite like families from the church to come to their camp. So we were one of those families that would come and hang out at camp in the summertime.
You should
So
invite all the girls to camp.
All right, new question then. New question. When was your first kiss?
Ooh.
oh, when we started dating.
Yes.
So I was 17 and you were 19.
In the
Aw.
1991 Ford Escort.
Yeah, it was in his car. It was after like he had picked me up and he asked me that night, like in the car, we were driving somewhere and he's so funny. Adam's very like quiet. He's just like, do you want to be my girlfriend? Like the way he said it while he was driving. I was like, yes, I want to be your girlfriend. And then when he dropped me back off that night, that's when we had our first kiss.
Yeah.
The same day you asked. That's sweet.
It was cute.
I like that.
It was cute.
Yeah, and I beat to a little bit like right off the beaten path a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So just had some unique things that interests, different movies, the things that I was doing. So really like to be hanging out
Different
with
movies
Sherry.
you were watching?
No, I'm
Is that what you
saying
mean?
like in general, things are just a little bit off the beaten path.
Oh, right.
Right.
Not
So-
mainstream with you.
Yeah, not so
Mhm.
mainstream. So Sherry was like understanding of some of that stuff and would
Okay.
appreciate types of music and different movies and have conversations as deep as you would want to go, or we could just like
Right.
just have fun and keep it.
Did
light.
you actually like those movies, Sherry, or were you pretending to win him over?
Probably a little of both. Like he did introduce me to a lot of like different kinds of like I remember him
Okay.
being like, "Have you ever listened to Led Zeppelin?" And I was like,
Yeah.
"No, but
Wait,
I
you've
will."
you didn't listen to Led Zeppelin?
I had never listened to Led Zeppelin like that.
I don't think Led Zeppelin's off too
No,
far off
but
the
like
beaten
I'm just
path.
saying for me, like he introduced me to so
Wow.
many different kinds of like music.
But at
like-
the age of 17, I also feel like you're pretty willing to pretend to be something you're not.
Absolutely.
Like,
Yeah.
I remember one of our daughters saying, I'm going to have to like a specific sports team because the boys I won't say which one, but the boys she had a crush on in youth group
Yes.
liked this. Do you remember? Liked that sports team?
Isn't that funny?
Yes.
It wasn't Ivy. I just need to say that right now because I feel like there could be moms from our youth group listening. And I know it wasn't. So it was obviously Adeline, and she's gone. So I can say that about her. But
We do. We conform because
Okay.
I'm pretty self-aware. If I know somebody's not liking a movie or it's not their thing,
Yeah.
then I can't watch it and enjoy it.
really,
it is true. He is like that. He's like, "Are you enjoying this? Because if you're not, we can turn it off and watch something else."
Yeah, I'm not like that.
what? Mike will full on. He doesn't
I'm
care if
sorry.
I like it or not.
No. Yeah, and I yeah,
Isn't that funny?
yeah. I'm okay.
You're okay
I'm
watching
okay
whatever
watching
you
something.
want, and I can watch it or I cannot.
Yeah.
It's up
He's
to
like,
you.
can
But
go-
if you
can
don't
go
want to
find
watch,
something else
And
to
I'm
do,
okay if
Susie.
you don't.
Uh-huh.
We have a couple TVs in the house. We have
I probably lean more towards Mike because I would be like that. I'd be like, "Well, honey, if you don't like what I'm watching, you can go watch something."
Yeah, that's fine. But if we're deciding
Yeah.
to watch something
Together.
Yeah.
I'm not
Right.
gonna be like, all right, here's some.
Mhm.
well, Sherry, do you remember what about Adam? Like what first drew you to him?
Well, Adam was very quiet. So, do you guys remember AOL Instant Messenger?
Yeah.
Okay, that's like how our whole relationship started.
Really?
Like he wouldn't talk to me when he would see me.
behind the keyboard.
But then we would go home and we would be up till 2:00 in the morning, like every night, like messaging each other. That
Okay.
was you would hear that door open and it would be like,
Uh-huh.
"Is this strange condition or
chimes.
whatever your name was?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that still your email?
On the telephone.
It's still his Instagram
I
handle.
say that sounds
Strange
familiar to
condition.
me.
Yeah, which
okay.
is a song title.
Is it Led
Pete-
Zeppelin?
Pete Yorn.
That's
I don't know
Pete
if you guys
Yorn.
know Pete Yorn.
Okay, no, I don't know
See,
that
off
Great.
the beaten path.
No. That
He
one,
introduced
yeah.
me to Pete Yorn
Yeah.
too, who's really good.
Excellent.
one. Sorry, Pete.
But
don't know you.
no, Adam was just he was quiet, but he was very kind. Like that's what I
Aw.
really loved about him. Like he was just kind-hearted. He was a really good conversationalist. Like he loved to talk and listen
Yeah.
to me and
I love it.
yeah.
All right, honey, your
What
turn.
about you guys? Yeah.
It's hard to narrow.
Mm-hmm.
You're in the hot seat.
It's hard
You're
to
in the hot
narrow
seat.
it down to
I know.
because there's so many things,
Mm-hmm.
especially when you're single, at least hopefully you have some standards.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're single and listening, you need standards.
Yes.
That's true.
You know,
Yeah.
and you-
Decide now what those standards are.
right.
Right.
And so
Mhm.
there's things that like I guess that stole my heart because she right off the bat like was the standards were met. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Mhm.
so, like obviously, you have to be attracted to somebody.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
there's obviously a physical attraction and so that was obviously there. And so there's like, she was a Christian. She like that was very important to me. And there's like all these boxes like,
Yeah.
check, but it's like what is it that like really like you know what I mean? To me, it was and it's funny because we kind of talked about this a little bit a couple weeks ago when we preached together the first week, is her ability to be a strong leader. Like I just drawn to like she was a strong leader. She was strong in her faith, like in everything about it. But then when it was just her and I, she was able to, I hate to use the word
Be led.
submissive. Yeah.
I
Be
know that's
led.
true.
You know what I mean? Like she was able to leave that for the most part,
Yes.
that strong leader, strong, she was a pastor. I wasn't, and part of it, her spiritual walk is what
Yeah.
drew me to her because I knew like I don't want someone that's just kind of wishy-washy
Right.
in any aspect of their life, especially their walk with God.
Yeah.
I just can't. I just knew in my heart I did not want that. And so, but at the same time, I didn't want someone that was going to try to lead me and try to, you know what I mean? Because she was in a position of
Well, yeah, she
spiritual
was in
authority
leadership. Yeah.
and leadership because she was a pastor and I wasn't, but she was able to leave that at the door when she was with me
Yes.
and be led and be, you know what I mean? And
She
that,
could let her walls down.
Yeah.
I think you are attracted to passionate people.
Yes.
Right? And that's something that you liked. Even being Canadian, that's something you like about the American culture.
Yes.
Is that Americans are vocally passionate about what
Yes.
they believe in.
It's true.
Yeah.
And you have always been inclined to like that kind of leadership and that kind of style. And I do think there was a misconception about me, and I would hear this from other people, that like maybe an intimidation because I was in a leadership position from other guys. But what I really wanted in my heart is to meet someone that I could respect enough to follow. And that was hard for me to find.
Yeah. You just had to find the right one.
How old were you guys when you started dating?
I was 26.
Okay.
And he was 22.
That's right. I always forget you're a little bit older than him.
I know. Almost 5 stinking years.
But who's counting?
It's
It's
okay.
actually less than 4, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like 3.5.
Yeah.
It's okay until I hit a new decade.
Right.
And I know
Right.
he's not going to enter that decade for
Yeah.
almost 4
Like when
years.
you turn
That
50
bothers
and
me.
he's still in his 40s.
Yeah, which
for a
has not
while.
happened yet.
No, not yet.
Still.
It's creeping up.
It's still a while. No, it's not.
Yeah.
You still
I-
have a few years.
A few, well, we won't get into exactly how many years, but I first noticed, I just thought you were really cute. Like I was just attracted to you. That was the first thing I noticed. And then there were a lot of, like you said, a lot of standards, a lot of things I wanted because I was working at a church. I was the young adults pastor. So I absolutely would not date someone that had dated other people in my young adults group
That's
because I
probably
thought,
smart.
well, I just thought if this guy isn't good enough for that girl, he's not good enough for me. So I didn't want to date somebody else's rejected love interest. And I think
Well,
that's
that
the
makes
achiever
sense,
in me that I
though.
want to win, right? Like if
Yeah.
he's not good enough for you, I don't want him.
Well, no.
And I just thought that was weird. Like
Sorry,
I don't
we
want to date.
We don't want sloppy seconds.
Right.
all.
That's right. And then, but the thing that I really remember is Mike, this is going to sound kind of silly, but Mike responding to prayer times at church. So I remember him like going up to the altar for prayer time. And there was just like a humility I felt like in that, and like a softness in his heart for God. Because on the exterior, right, like he's a hockey player, he's a big, strong, tough
He's
guy,
tough, yeah.
which I think is what first attracted me to him.
Yeah.
But what I really wanted was to also know that there was that like tenderness, right, and
Yeah.
obedience and humility in his walk with God. So
Oh, I love that.
you know, get it.
Complex.
Isn't
Are
that
you getting
funny,
all
though?
emotional over there, honey? Come on, come on. I want to see some tears.
Some
We
tears.
want to see you guys' eyes start to water.
It was nice too for us. It was like to know our families were such close friends in church and everything, and then you just know the values that are there, right? Traditional
Well, yeah,
values.
very similar
So
values.
a lot of those things just like already checked those boxes.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of
Right.
They have to line up
Evolving
and
and-
click.
Yeah. Well, and we were friends for so long first. I kind of like how our relationship really happened organically. I mean,
Aw.
it's like, it's not like I met him. Oh, I really like him. Oh, you're so cute. I mean, we were kids. So it's like
Yeah.
we grew up like
her
taking-
parents were like really like second parents.
Yeah.
Already, like,
Wow.
built in.
Right.
So I could go to her dad for advice and different things. Go to her mom. Her mom absolutely is just pours.
Yeah.
Right. Just.
But
love
the
out
funny
of
thing,
her.
his little sister and my little sister were scheming for years. They would be like, "You guys are going to get married."
Wow.
They would write love notes and give them to me and sign them from Adam,
Oh my
like pretending
goodness.
that Adam wrote them to me. Like
Wow.
this went on for years. They predicted this, and I was like, "What? Like, ew, no, I don't like him." Like, and then when I turned like 16, 17, I was like, "Oh yeah, I do kind of like him." And they were like, "It's coming true." And then for years,
That's so
Yeah.
cute.
and I still have all the notes that they wrote.
No way.
So the other day I was going through a box and I found them and I'm like taking pictures of them. Like, I've got to show them. These are so funny.
no
Would be
wonder you
interesting
love.
to see all those America Online.
The AOL
threads that
instant
yeah, some of those
messengers
chats
or
that we
whatever.
had, it
The
would
chat.
Wow.
It'd
be
be
so interesting to dig those
so
up
funny
and
if you could
read
find those. They'd be hilarious.
That's your
They'd
mission,
probably
Adam.
be stupid,
You
honestly.
can recover
They'd
them.
probably be really immature and stupid.
They would be, but you would love them. We were the opposite because we met each other and then we got engaged 6 weeks after our first date.
What?
Yep, 6 weeks after our first date, we were engaged, and then we were married 4 months after our engagement. So we knew each other we dated we knew each other,
My God.
but we dated less than 6 months.
Speechless.
Yeah.
I feel like you told me this at one point, but
Yeah.
I didn't realize that the timeline was that short.
I remember probably about 6 months after we had been married, realizing I did not know this man that I married.
Okay, that was my next question.
Yeah.
Like, did you guys actually feel like you knew each other when
No.
you got married?
No. I actually remember.
interesting.
Yeah, I remember while we were dating, I went to visit my family in Indiana. We were living in Ontario, and I remember calling because that's what you do, right? When you are dating or you have a significant other, you call. And I remember calling at the end of the day and feeling like I have nothing to talk about with him. Like,
Oh my goodness.
like because
Right. I remember that.
because my first, like, I had one other long-term relationship prior to him, and I would like be on the phone with him for hours, fall asleep with him on
Oh
the
my
phone,
goodness.
and that's what you expect.
Yeah.
But with him, I'd be
Uh-huh.
like,
Okay.
okay, I had a good day. I'm glad you had a good day. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Oh, funny.
And I remember thinking, thank you, Jesus, that as I learn more about him, I love him more
Yeah.
and not less.
Absolutely.
Because it could have gone the
It
other
could've went
way.
The other way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's kind of neat. You guys really got to know each other once you were married. I mean,
Yeah.
that's when you kind of really got to know one another.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
So we don't always tell that story because I feel like we're in the minority
Right.
of it working like that.
Right. I can
Right?
imagine
Like,
that
that's
wouldn't
probably
always
not-
be the case.
Yeah, that's probably not the best practice.
Right.
Well, I guess when you know, you know. I do say that.
I
a lot,
do
though,
think
too.
that's
When
true.
you know, you know.
Yes.
So sometimes I think it's better to not. Why drag it out?
Right.
Why do you need to be with someone engaged for 2 years or whatever?
And
like,
if you
just
had the right
marry the person.
conversations
Yeah.
leading up to the decision,
Right.
that's
Right.
a huge difference than just going by feelings. This feels great, and then hoping things are gonna.
Right.
Yes.
And even though we were young, we were in our careers. Like I was
Yes.
only
You were kind of
22, but
established, right?
I had been working for a cabinet making company for a year, and you know what I mean? Like
right.
Susie was on staff at that church for a year. So it's like we were young, but we were in our careers.
Right.
We were, you know,
Other
so-
people knew us, I feel
Right.
like, too. And I had watched him before we started dating.
So you
And
were
I think
stalking
that's
me?
important. I think it's important that
was
you.
watching very
She was
closely.
watching very closely.
I was watching
Just
before
taking
you knew I
notes.
was watching, so that you weren't just trying to impress me. You know, like I think that's important to watch. It's not always possible, but if it is, to watch that person, because anybody can pretend.
She had
To
her
be-
notebook. She was taking copious notes with her binoculars.
You never know
passed
who's
the
watching.
test, Mike.
You
You
never
passed the
know.
test.
So you've
Yes,
probably
you're
heard the song, the lyrics, "Love is all you need," and there is kind of this like culture that people would want you to think if you love each other,
Then that's
that's enough. Love
right?
is enough. Do you think that's true?
No. I said that very quickly. No.
It's not, right? Like
I mean,
after
it's a huge part of it, of course, but you can't just, and people think love is a feeling.
true.
Love is really
Right.
not a feeling. Love is a choice.
Mm-hmm.
So when those butterflies wear off and people think, I'm not in love anymore. Well, yeah, no kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what's given to us in the TVs and the
Yeah.
movies and everything. Disney movies, all this stuff, fairy tale. It is absolutely all about feeling.
Yes.
But love in the real sense, right? And there's different types of love to get, right? If you start getting into like the 4 or 6 different types of love, it's not just, right? I love this candy bar like I love my wife.
Right.
There's a big difference in the types of love that are there.
Yeah.
So I think if you look at it the right way and you really understand love, that it's not just all the good feelings, but true love sometimes is like a battle. Sometimes it's like it can be hard. In that sense, I think love is all you need if you're looking at it the right
If it's
way.
real love.
Correct.
That was my first thing. I guess it depends on what kind of love are you talking about.
Right.
Are you
Right.
talking about the love that comes from Christ and you know 1
Mm-hmm.
Corinthians 13, or
Yeah.
are you talking about, like you said, a feeling? Like it's like
Right.
you said, Adam,
Right.
it's love is so many more things.
Yes.
So if we're talking about the all-encompassing love from God, then okay, yes, I could say yes,
100%.
it is,
Yeah.
because it's going to be, God's love in
Right.
me that's going to sustain that love. But if you're talking about, just agape love,
Yeah.
then no.
Romance is not all you need.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like feeling is not all you need. It's interesting you say that because I wasn't planning on telling this story, but I was engaged when I was 17.
Oh, that's so young.
I know, so young, and to a guy who was a Christian in my church. And even now, however many years later, looking back, I do believe I loved him as much as I could in that moment, right?
Yeah.
But what changed our path is I was talking to a pastor who was like visiting our church, and we were, after the service, we were all having dinner together, and he was kind of asking me questions like, well, why are you getting married? And I said, because I love him. And he said, well, what is love?
Right.
And I just faltered. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to answer it. And he just looked at me and he said, love is patient, love is kind. And he went through that chapter in 1 Corinthians. And there was something about that just awoke something inside of me that made me realize I am not ready to get married.
Right.
And I don't know what it was, except for it was just that biblical truth of what love is.
Right.
So how did you know that Adam was the one? Adam, how did you know Sherry was the one? Like, to all of those single people that are out here, maybe they have been dating for years and years and haven't pulled the trigger, or what was it that made you know this is the right person for me?
Do you want to answer that?
I don't know if
That's
it's about,
hard.
I don't know if it's like it's the one, but you find somebody, again, there's like the common values
Yeah.
at the foundation. And then it's like, do you have, and this is stuff that people just don't talk about in early, and I can't say that we talked about everything, but there was like
We
a
were
good
very young. I feel like
How old were you when you got engaged?
23. I was 23.
and I was 21.
Yeah.
But again, we didn't do everything right. So, we knew that we wanted to get married. We got married very young. We had a baby before we got married. And I think that was part of the driving force behind when we got married. Not that we knew we wanted to get married. I'm not sure we would have gotten married as young as we did, but we knew that when we had our daughter, we wanted to be a family. We wanted to be husband
Was she
and
already
wife.
born?
She was. So she was 7 months old at our wedding. But we were engaged. So I found out it was kind of a whirlwind of a year. I found out I was pregnant, and he proposed a few months later. And then it's like we had, Natalie the following April. We got married the following November. So a lot had happened within a 1 year period. But I knew Adam was the one just because so many of those boxes were checked for me, right? Like, this person is my safe place. I can talk to him about anything. You can be completely vulnerable with this person. He's kind. He's a Christian. So our values line up. There were so many reasons.
Yeah, and I think it was good. We were given guidance to do some premarital counseling, talk about roles and expectations in marriage.
Yeah.
And then as far as budget and just understanding where the other person's coming from. And a lot of that stuff, I think we were just raised in a lot of very similar households.
Right.
So it's kind of built in, but we still had to work through some of those things. But that was a huge, huge thing. I would recommend anybody, if you're thinking about getting married, have that, go to some premarital counseling.
Yeah.
And just
Yes,
because they will
to
pull
talk
out
to.
the answers and talk about what are your expectations of your wife, because you're going to base that on your parents or on the relationships that you see or on TV and movies and all that. Whereas her idea of what she is as a wife is going to be maybe totally different.
Yes.
So people will kind of play house and they kind of do everything up until the time they get married. Then then they're together and they're going, wait a second, this isn't what I was expecting at all.
Right.
Why are my t-shirts and socks and underwear washed and clean in my drawer? What's going on?
I know.
That's so true. And we didn't really have premarital counseling. We kind of did. Someone did it. We did this assessment. But I just remember him saying, yeah, you guys look like you're pretty much on the same page. Do you remember him saying anything else to us? Like you need to work on this or
No.
It's like you guys have known each other for
No.
2 months. Go for it.
But we kind of talked about how I've been watching Downton Abbey and how they would just be
Oh,
like they're just best friends, and then one day out of
Mhm.
nowhere they're like, I'm in love with you. Will you be
Yes.
my wife? And then she's like, yes, I'll take you forever.
oh.
And then somehow they make it work.
Mr. Bates.
Anna and Mr. Bates,
We all need a Mr. Bates.
Carson
in
and Mrs. Hughes. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It was just one of, I don't know. I've just been thinking through, like, there was no, it was like just the easiest decision I ever made.
Right. Yeah.
It's strange because it's the biggest, like, when I hear people, and, you know, whether you watch it in movies or, you know, see it in real life, and they're like, oh, I'm not really sure. And I'm like, okay, yes, I think, like, and for me, I'm like, what do you mean you're not sure? Like, how can you not be sure? You've been dating this person for years. Like, if you don't know, then like, I don't know.
Break it off and
Break
walk
it off.
away.
Like, how do you not know? Like, just for me, it was just so easy. I'm like, of course I want to spend the rest of my life with her.
Yeah.
It's not a question. It's not.
Yeah.
When we were fighting an hour ago before we came here to do this podcast, did you still think, of course, I want to spend the rest of my life with you?
Yeah, of course.
Good answer.
Good answer.
Good answer.
Because we were fighting
Uh-huh.
like an hour, maybe even a half an hour before we
Yeah,
had to
probably
leave.
half an hour.
And you said to me, I don't know if I can do this podcast tonight. Do you remember
Oh my
those
goodness,
words
I
coming
love
out of
that.
your mouth?
Yes, I do.
That is
that
awesome.
was about an hour ago. An
That
hour
you said,
before we got here.
and I remember thinking, I don't think we can do this podcast either. But this is what we are all about at the Pink Sea, is we're
Yes.
being real and honest.
You
and
have to be. People want to know the honest truth. The honest truth is we can still be in love and love our spouses and have arguments and not always agree on things.
yeah. And it happens often. It doesn't mean that we're perfect,
Right.
but it means that that's real life. But I will say we are getting better. We do get better and better at fighting,
Yeah, I think they're shorter now.
for sure.
And shorter and not as escalated.
Right.
Which is probably
Yeah.
because
So
I'm more
I'm
patient.
curious about this. I want to know because I've told you, Susie, Adam doesn't fight with me. Like, I am the yeller and he just takes it. I'm sorry for abusing
just
you,
take it.
honey.
I don't mind the feistiness.
No,
Well,
he likes
But I don't
it.
get-
But I'm
You
saying
don't-
He
you don't-
doesn't,
It's fun.
he doesn't initiate. Like, he
Most
doesn't.
of
What am
the
I
time.
trying to
Once in a
say?
while,
You
that's-
don't emotionally react
Right.
Correct.
to her
No.
fight, to
he
her
doesn't get
anger.
into my
I
ridiculousness.
don't emotionally react to many things. I
That's
consider
your
things,
personality.
and I try to.
But like, I've literally told him
respond.
before, like, why are you fighting back? Like, argue with me.
So what
And he
makes
won't
you
do it.
mad? What will push your buttons?
Yeah, Adam.
Oh, gee, that's a good question.
He's like, well, I don't want to tell you.
I don't know.
It's not
honestly,
much.
I don't know.
What will push his button?
What makes you feel
She
disrespected?
would probably know more than I do.
Yeah, what makes you feel disrespected? I do want to know.
I
I'm
don't know.
curious.
Can we come back to that?
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
come back to
No,
it.
really. I'm like
Okay,
trying
no,
to
but
think
You
of
think
what
about
I,
it.
What
It's
I
not
was
a
asking
easy
you two,
question.
because this is interesting to me when you say like we were fighting. What does that mean for you two when you're fighting? You're both yelling at each other? Like, do you yell and then he yells back?
No,
See,
what
I
happens?
never think I yell.
Okay.
I can tell you exactly what our pattern is.
I'm curious, just because we don't really, I don't know. We
This
don't
is
fight.
not what happened today. This is not the pattern that happened today. Generally, the pattern is he does something that hurts my feelings.
Mhm.
I tell him,
Mhm.
this is what you did that hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
He gets defensive
Yeah.
and angry
Okay.
and turns it back on me somehow.
Yes.
And then is generally mean and angry to me. And then I play the I'm better than you card. like you're a horrible person and
Right.
I'm better than you are.
Mm-hmm.
And then I make him, and then he has to apologize to me, and then he will come and apologize to me.
Yeah.
But at this point, he has been mean and said mean things to me. So then his apology is like not good enough. So then I want him to apologize over and over again.
And I
Okay.
don't want to.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
you're
he
just
doesn't-
over it
I'm
at
like-
that
He does
point.
one apology and I can't accept it because then he's already said mean things to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then so I basically reject his apology.
Yes.
And then I might cry.
Yeah.
And then we go over the cycle again.
So has that been your pattern, like your whole marriage?
Whole marriage.
You kind of follow
We
the
can't
same
break
type
it.
of pattern.
Yeah.
Every time.
Interesting.
So we need a marriage counselor to help us break that pattern.
yeah.
It's the whole thing of emotionally reacting and right? I'm sure there's more to it, but
No, but that would be a big part of it. Just
because
emotional
you two are
reaction.
not the same.
No, I am
No,
a
not at all.
very, very emotional.
He is
Adam is
more
not at all.
emotional. He is
Very-
more emotional than I
have a
am.
very long fuse. Very long.
So
Every once in a while.
I wish I
It's
did.
We'll get there.
ridiculous.
I wish I had a long fuse,
Yeah.
he does not.
but I don't.
Literally, in our entire 20 years, I've told you this. I don't think he has ever yelled at me in 20 years. There was one time we were on our way to a concert. This is the only time I can remember. And the traffic was really bad. And I was like backseat driver. And I was like, you should park here. You should do this. Like I was just running my mouth. And he literally just looked at me and he goes, do you want to drive? And my feelings.
That was the worst thing
Yes.
he's ever done.
And my feelings were so hurt, and I almost cried. And I was like, I can't believe you like said that to me. I can't believe like you raised your voice at me. And he's like, for saying, "Do you want to drive?" That's like the most like meanest thing he's ever done to me. Isn't that
That's-
ridiculous?
That's mind-boggling.
It's,
Yes,
yeah,
that
I
is.
know.
I'm sorry for that. I didn't say
I
so.
forgive you, Adam. I forgive you.
That is mind-boggling, but I will say, like, even though we have a cycle, we have boundaries too.
Yeah.
So like you've never called me a name. Like
Right.
you've never
Right.
called me the B word.
Right.
You've never
Right.
like there are boundaries.
Yeah.
We've never talked about divorce or
No.
threaten. Like when we fight, even in our most intense, because you get to that point that you're so angry with the
Yes.
other
Yeah.
person, you want to torture them. Like
Right.
Absolutely.
you want to make them pay. You want to push their buttons and make them so irate.
Right.
Yes.
Even in those, we still have boundaries. And I do
Right.
think that's
Yeah.
one thing we do right.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things we do wrong, of course.
Yeah.
But
No, and it's good when you fight to never, like I have read and heard so many times, it's good to never throw divorce out.
right.
Not that
as
you
an
guys would. I'm
option.
just saying people get mad and they will use that very
Mm-hmm.
lightly. Like, we
Right.
should just end this. We should just get a
Right.
divorce. Why are we even
Or
with
I'm
each
leaving.
other?
Or
Yes.
I'm like.
And it's like, no, like, why would you even say that? It's not something to joke around about. Like, that's not,
yeah.
that's not something that you throw around lightly and people do.
It's interesting because there are some couples too that will like, you do have patterns, right? Like I know some people that I'm not going to sleep in bed with my spouse because I'm angry with them. So like you
Right.
have to sleep on the couch tonight.
yeah.
yeah,
we-
that's not happening.
We've never been,
No.
But usually
we've
there's probably
never,
we usually never ever go to bed. Like I can probably only think
Right.
of a couple.
we have gone to
times.
bed angry before.
Right, but not a lot. Like a couple of
No.
times.
And
Usually,
it would have been earlier in our marriage.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
That we have very rarely gone to bed angry, but never not gone to bed in the same bed.
oh yeah, no.
But that's common, I think, for some people.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah. They
People
get mad
fight
and
differently.
Yes. There's a lot of different ways that you can fight.
So one of my questions that I wrote in our notes, because I wanted to be careful that we're not using this as what do you want to change in your spouse?
Right.
Because I don't think that's healthy.
No.
And you can't change your spouse. Like that is one thing I will say that I have learned after 22 years is I
No.
cannot change him. There's nothing I can say or do
Right.
that will change who he is. That change can only come from inside him. And so one of the questions I thought would be fun to answer is
Get ready.
what do you want to change about yourself? Like what if you could have a magic wand and say there's something about my personality that I could change that would make me a better spouse for Sherry or vice versa, or what would that be?
Oh, I love that.
Because you can change yourself.
Yeah. You that's
can-
the only person you can change.
Right. You can, and that's not easy,
No, it's
right?
not.
But you can ask God to help you. God, help me change this
Yeah.
thing about myself to make me a better husband or wife.
You know, it's funny. Even a couple days ago, remember I said to you, it's so easy. Like you can recognize the bad patterns in yourself.
Yeah.
And you still don't know how to change them.
Right. Well, like I can say this is our, and we're going to talk about it on Sunday. Well, we will have already talked about it on Sunday as the crazy cycle.
Yeah.
Like this is when we fight. This is the crazy cycle we enter in.
Yeah.
And how do we break that crazy cycle?
Should I tell the story of when we were in Florida?
Recently?
I don't know what happened. I don't remember. I don't recall.
We can cut it out
Again,
later
listen,
if you
no,
change your mind.
I get irritated over the dumbest things. And like we were in Florida. I was hungry. I don't do well when I'm hungry. I just don't. And
Me
he knows
neither.
this.
She doesn't.
I
Yeah.
get angry. Like hangry is real. Hungry and angry is just real for me.
I think it's because you're so tiny. Your metabolism, you're like,
I
when you
don't
need
know
to
what
eat,
it
you need
was.
to eat right then.
But it's not my husband's fault when I'm hungry, and it's not
Well, it
his
might be.
job
And
to
if we're
feed
talking about
me.
things I can change and like practical things, I can always.
No, but
have
I'm just saying.
You
snacks
could always
it's-
have-
available.
Yeah.
I don't know. It had been a
Always
long
have
day.
a granola bar ready for her, like
Really.
a toddler.
We had no snacks. We had no snacks. I was starving. He was in conferences all day. We decided to do like Disney Springs, which was so overcrowded, and
it was
like it was
Really?
really cold that night, and I was hungry, and I was freezing, and I was shivering, and I was mad that he
Pull
just
the
like
muscle in your neck.
wouldn't pick a restaurant, and he was just trying to be like helpful and kind, like, well, where do you want to eat? And I'm like, I have decision fatigue, and like I can't pick a restaurant,
Oh.
and I'm just hungry, and it had been like hours and hours, so we left, and then we went back to like our hotel, and he went down to like find food, and he brought me up like the tiniest little crab cake in the whole world.
So good.
And instead
Such
of
a
just
good
being
crab.
Where
like,
was it from?
honey, thank you for the crab cake, I was just
The Bourbon
mad.
Steakhouse in the Dolphin, the Walt
Resort,
Disney.
yeah.
Walt Disney
Okay.
Dolphin.
But
So
I
you
was-
didn't end up eating at Disney Springs?
No. Which
But you know
I
what,
should have just
honestly,
picked a restaurant. And
The
went,
restaurants are
Restaurants?
overrated there.
They are not good.
Really?
We went
For the-
to.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No, you go ahead.
Just saying, for the price that you're
Mhm.
gonna pay there,
Yeah.
the food is just not.
Okay.
We've
not
had
good.
a lot of not great
Yeah.
experiences at dinners
Mm.
because it's expensive
Mhm.
and they sell themselves as being so good, but then it kind of let us down
Yeah.
the last few times we've been. But anyway,
No,
so what,
it
what
was,
happened?
long story short, he had brought me dinner finally. It was like 9:00 at night, and he had brought me this little crab cake because he knows I love crab cakes. But I was like, "Where's the rest of the dinner? Like, this is it?
Well,
Like,
there was
I'm
dinner.
starving. Like this. I mean, like 3 bites, and it was gone. And then I was mad, and like I was like, let's just go to bed. Or he fell asleep.
There's a little learning curve to Disney.
Yeah.
So they have so many conferences. They have like
Yeah.
cheerleading competitions. There was
There was
nothing
a
available
lot
at any
going
restaurant
on.
anywhere.
There was
Right.
no
You
reservations.
You could not get in anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So I was trying. I'm like looking all over. I'm trying to see, like,
Yeah.
do I Uber somewhere off right outside of Disney to get something? To bring
Again,
something?
I'm grumpy. He's trying to be helpful. Like I just need to feed my wife, and I'm just like,
But had we known,
irritated.
could have made like the reservations ahead of time. We had heard, but I was like, I had no idea that everything
yeah.
Right.
was just there was zero available.
Yeah.
But
Well, plus vacation, there's like this pressure and expectation that you
Yes.
need to have an amazing time.
You need to be having
because-
fun all the time because
Right.
you're on vacation.
So if you're not, you're like
Yes.
disappointed and mhm.
So anyways, that I just feel like I had ruined the last night that we were there because the next day we were talking about like, oh, we had so much fun. It was a quick trip. We had so much fun. And you said, yeah, except for the last night.
Mm.
And I was like, ugh, like it could have been so different had I just had a better attitude.
Mhm.
And I feel like that is the pattern in our marriage. Like if I had to change anything about myself, it would be I just don't have patience. I really don't. And it's something I'm working on. I have a temper.
Mhm.
I have a temper. I don't have a lot of patience. I feel like I can be selfish. I can want things my way. You're very selfless. Like you're always thinking about like the kids or you're thinking about me and I'm thinking about myself a lot of times.
Do you think that's gotten better or worse lately, like in the past couple years?
Why don't
What, her?
you answer that?
no, I think it's so
Carefully.
so.
I know.
no, I mean
I
this-
know how I would answer it, but
yeah. So much of it is about self-awareness. So she's like, it doesn't last very long.
Right.
And then I think one of the questions on here, right? When we were younger, what would you tell your younger self? So I'm very fix things. I think you mentioned that on another podcast.
You're a fixer.
So
You're
I
a
want to try
fixer.
to
Let's
fix this
sit. Let's
because-
talk about this. Let's
because
fix
then,
it.
right? What does the rest of the evening look like? What does tonight look like? What does tomorrow look like? It's like, let's get back on the.
You're very cerebral, I think. Like you are an analyzer.
Big time.
Like let's look at the systems and the processes in our marriage and on
Look
vacation.
at me, I'm like
and
rolling my eyes. I'm like, yes, that's what he does.
So when I was younger, it was like, all right, we got to fix this right now. Like I'd be so intense about it, and now it's like I understand
Right.
to just like let there be a little time. Usually she's right. It's like self-correct.
I
and
think
then
it's gotten much better over the years.
huge. Yeah.
There would be days I wouldn't talk to him over like the dumbest thing you could possibly imagine. And it was like probably nothing really that he did. It was just my own. I get in my own way
food related.
a lot.
Yeah.
It was probably food related. I was probably hungry. But what a silly thing to like be mad about, right? Like
It's always the little
what
things.
a dumb thing. Like, oh, I'm hungry, so I'm going to be mad at my husband because he's not meeting that need. I should have just went and got a snack.
Well, and I really will eat anything, and it's like I could be more like decisive with things, but
Yeah, you're super easygoing.
but it's like you are kind of sometimes in the mood for
Yeah, I'm not easygoing all the time.
fast food. Sometimes like absolutely not.
But if it was
Right.
the last night too, you were probably like, we're going to be going home. We're not
I
going to have the same
know.
opportunities to
Right.
eat at these great restaurants.
I
And
know.
so you wanted it to be,
Yeah.
you had high expectations.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was
I would
mad
too.
that there was no reservation.
I would have high
and
expectations.
yeah. See, this is what I'm saying. I lean on the side of Mike, and I
Yeah.
feel like you two are a lot of like. That's why
Maybe.
opposites marry each other a lot of
Right.
times.
I have ruined our fair share of vacations for our
Have
families,
you?
though, too. Yes.
Okay.
But usually because of expectations and you want
that's
things
what
to
it
go a
always
certain
is.
way.
Yes, you have
Mhm.
expectations of how you want it, and then when that's not met, it's easy to get disappointed and
Right.
crabby about it.
What would you change? Is there something that you would change about yourself?
Maybe to like be more what do you want to say, to express emotion a little bit better
Yeah.
and not feel like it's like inauthentic. I feel like you do
Okay.
too much, then it's forced, like to share when she's like at her highs and things. I'm just I'm very like
Adam's
even
very
keeled.
even.
So,
In
Yeah.
fact, a lot of times I'll be like, why aren't you matching my energy? Like when I'm really
Right.
excited, I need you to be excited. And I'm always like, you're the worst person to give a gift to, because like he'll open a present and be like, thank you. Like he's happy with it. But I'm like,
Yeah.
that's it. Come on, give me something.
like I am loving life sometimes, and it doesn't look like much is
No,
going on.
I know.
If
Yeah.
I'm playing music or something on stage, I'm like not that,
But
somebody's
that's-
very
yeah.
entertainer type, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
wild. Nope. I'm just like, but I'm loving that experience. I just am not.
That's your personality. That's
Well, haven't
just-
you said like a fun vacation for you would be like to go out west and go fishing and like see the
Yes.
mountains
Absolutely.
and just be chill, relax?
Yeah, I don't mind. So I don't mind crowds, but I'm more of like the people watcher, like watching things. and
You don't like
checking
to
things
be
out.
in the
but to
crowd.
be in it and having to wait. It's so when
And
we
where
Oh,
I'm like,
I
take
can't
me to
stand
New York
waiting.
City.
when we went to Disney, that's
week
a
of
game
Christmas.
changer
Right.
at Disney though. Like, never heard about the after hours where you can go
Yes,
in
at the
late.
park.
Right.
And there was no lines for
Yeah.
anything. Like you just zip through all these.
We've
meandering-
never done it.
That was really fun.
I didn't even know it existed, and we were able to experience that, and it was awesome.
Yeah, so it changed
really
your
nice.
mind of
It was
Disney.
a sweet
and now he
spot.
would go back.
I would. Yep.
But often the thing that you loved about him and that attracted you to him is also the thing that makes you crazy now.
Yeah, it's very true.
Right? Like you probably
Isn't
love
that
that
funny?
he's calm and steady, but then other times you're like, stop being.
Well, and because really that's what I needed. Like I need
Right.
someone who's calm and steady. If we both had my personality, we probably would have been divorced. Like truly.
Right.
Like I don't know how it would have ever worked. We would be throwing things at each other. Like it would be bad. It would be volatile. Like it would be not good.
Because he would just escalate you.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
And
It's
it
a
would.
good thing he doesn't like argue back. It would be terrible. So yeah, God knew exactly what I needed. But then yeah, you're right. Because sometimes I'll be like, I want him to be more like, give me more emotion, or like this is. But it's good that he doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wish I cared less about being right. And because I know that
Too.
you wish that for me.
He's like that. I wish that too.
Why do you think I'm like that? Why do you think I
know.
have this need to be right? Do you
You
think
said
it's
you're
who I
competitive.
am, or do you think it's like
That's part type A personality.
is it
isn't
environment or is it genetics? I don't know. Like, I grew up in a home where my dad he always had to be right. Like, he always had the last word.
Yeah.
Like, as a kid,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you couldn't, it was always, that we might have to cut this out. I don't know later because I don't want to offend anybody.
Susie's gonna get in trouble.
So I don't know if it's because of that or is it a firstborn thing? But I feel like I'm not a super prideful person. I don't know. I'm looking to you because you know me better than anybody else.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
You just,
I don't
because
think it has
I
to
do
do with
too,
pride.
but not to your extent. Like I need to be right, but it's just a different level.
But you do think I'm like that? Like I have to be right all the time?
Oh yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
That's so funny. I don't think it has to do with pride, though. It just. I mean, I just
No,
think
I
that
don't think
sometimes
it's pride.
you just feel like you need to be right. Like I feel like that about
I
myself.
think it's the achiever.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're right, you win,
Right.
and you achieve.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I do wish that I don't know. I don't hold grudges. I will say that. Like,
Oh,
once
that's
I let
amazing.
things go, I
Yeah.
truly let them go.
Listen to me. I'm like, that's amazing.
Yeah, I don't struggle with that. Like,
Oh,
I know,
that's
like
good.
I can truly forgive. And I think people don't realize that. Like, if you have offended me or you've done something, I truly will not, like, I will never think about it again. Like, I can let it go to the point that you can bring it up again and I'll be like, wait, what? When did you do that?
Right.
Like, I won't even
you don't
remember
remember it.
that happened. But in the moment, I do know, like, when you were trying to apologize to me, I just can't accept it. I can't receive it at that moment.
Yeah.
You receive it in your own time.
Because I think probably it is that logical part of me. I do think you're more emotional than I am,
Oh, guaranteed.
which I don't think most people would think that about us.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably
Just
not.
knowing us, that you're the more emotional one. So I think you say things out of your emotion that
Right.
hurt my feelings, and I take them so internalized, and I take them so, like, I believe them,
Right.
and I believe what you say, but you're just speaking out of your emotion.
Right.
And so then later when you say I'm sorry, I can't accept it because my mind is like, you've already said those things to me and I
Right.
believe them to be true, or I believe that you actually think that in that moment. And so now to just say, well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it, is like,
Right.
that
You're like,
doesn't,
you already
It's like
said
you're
it.
that's not
You're
possible.
looking at it as like, well, maybe just now, just in that moment, the truth.
The
has
truth comes
surfaced.
out.
Yeah, that must be what you actually think about me then, if
Right.
you're saying that.
Yeah.
And then so I do take this like high road of, you know, what do you want to say?
No, yeah, I agree.
Good answer.
You definitely want to take the high road.
Adam, good answer.
And you hate that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you
That
hate
drives
it
me crazy.
because I am
Sometimes
winning.
I think you do it just to push my buttons.
She probably does.
Well, because I am winning. Like I am having more self-control than you and not saying those
Well, that's
things.
true. You definitely have more self-control than me.
Right. Like in the moment.
Yeah.
So funny, isn't it
Yeah.
funny? We learn all these different patterns in our spouses, like what
Yeah.
to say and what not to say, and how can we win and how can we, it's like a game sometimes.
So how do I work on that on myself?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, my approach, if you're interested, it's like say your piece, right? And maybe it's met with like, no, because you feel like you need to be right. So you say it again. It's like, no, say it again. And after that, be like, okay, let's see how this works out, depending on the situation. But that seems to be effective where you're not just, right? You have a conversation about it and you can say your perspective a few times and then
Let me say my perspective.
right instead of having to like just keep on, right, is this the whatever you want to call it.
Well, I will tell you the other problem. And this honestly is probably the biggest problem when we fight is he gets defensive. And so I want to really show him why what he did was wrong.
Yes.
And because he isn't accepting it, he doesn't initially say, you're right, I shouldn't have done that. He defends what he did. Mm-hmm. So then I come in 1,000 pounds heavier, like what's the word? Guns
blazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, let me show you why what you did was wrong, because he's defending it. Even though he knows what he did was wrong, he is just defensive about it. So then I like really use every argument.
I love an example.
I don't have a specific example right now because that really wasn't our fight today, but
funny.
It didn't actually follow this pattern. But so then I really am trying to show him like why what he did was wrong, and then that's just making him feel like worse and worse and worse about himself.
Right.
And then you will often, I'm like just like crushing you basically.
She's winning.
Like stomping you into the ground.
Right.
But I don't realize it. I really don't realize it in the moment. I don't. I'm just trying to prove that I'm right and that you're wrong.
So then how do you feel afterwards? Do you apologize to him too? Are you like sorry for what you said to him?
That might be my other fault. How are you still married to me?
You sound like me. I'm like, Adam, this marriage has only lasted this long because you're
of
amazing. Because of you.
I feel like your mom is going to listen to
my
this
goodness.
podcast and be like, yeah, how could you treat my son like that?
This
Like,
woman. This woman. Oh, that's funny.
Well, we haven't gotten to mine yet. So.
Yeah, we want to know.
I do apologize. I can't, but I can't apologize until he has.
You won't do it first.
No, I won't.
That is a guarantee.
Unless but okay. In my defense, most of our fights are because you hurt my feelings to start with.
Right.
It started with a mistake that mistake that you make. But the other side of this is, I'm sorry, Adam, I'm like really making you our marriage counselor.
I love it.
The other side of this is that usually what I'm upset about is something that you've done in the past and I've let go. It's usually when I'm like more sensitive or emotional and for whatever reason, I can't just let it go. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know how your spouse will do little things that irritate you or offend you or hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
And most of the time you can just let it go. It's usually when I'm like more emotional or I'm hormonal or I'm more sensitive for whatever reason that I can't just let it go. And
So you've trained me.
that most of the
That
time
most of the
you
time,
can get away with
I can
it.
say this, but this one time.
I mean, probably.
So the only people you hold a grudge against is Mike.
I don't
But
hold
I
it
always
though.
Say that you.
No.
Like we fight it out, and then he apologizes, and then I don't cry that often. It used to be every time we fight, I would like be
Cry.
devastated, like just be heartbroken and cry. I don't usually.
Yeah.
Sometimes I almost like kind of want to cry because then I'm like can show him like, look what you did to me.
You really hurt me to the point where I'm crying.
Yeah, like I almost wish I could have some more tears or like kind of want to, because then he could be like, look what you did to me.
I think it's good that you don't. That means you're maturing, right? Hopefully you're
And I
maturing
think,
in
too,
your
that
marriage.
they're not as bad. Like
Right.
the
Yeah.
fights aren't
Yeah.
escalating
Right.
as much as they used to, and we're both maturing and learning,
Yes.
and they're just not
Right.
as
You-
explosive as they used to be.
You
And
are
probably mostly because of me. I think that they were as more explosive because I like what I need to work on is like I have no fuse. Or I do now.
Right.
When I was in our 20s and early 30s, like I had no fuse, like none. And probably compared to Adam, I still don't have a fuse.
Oh,
Right.
for
But-
sure. If you're comparing yourself to Adam,
Yeah, but compared to
Comparing
myself,
yourself to Saint Robinson.
15 years
right.
ago.
We're all
We're all
garbage.
garbage
Right.
compared to Adam. Truly.
but comparing to myself 15
Adam,
years
please
ago,
leave the room.
Yeah.
can't.
You know,
You're making us look bad.
the fuse
Yeah.
is much longer than it was 15 years
Right.
ago. But in comparison, it's still
Mhm.
it's still not what
Right.
it should be. And again, I mean, I don't know how do you train yourself not
I
to get
know.
angry when you're such
Right.
an emotional person?
I get
And
it.
it's like, and I feel like it makes me good in some areas, but then it's, it hurts me in
Right.
other areas. So it's
Right.
like, how do you tamper down so it doesn't hurt you in this area?
Yes.
But at the same time, it's why you're good in another area.
Right.
So
Right.
Yeah, it's
because
the same thing inversely.
yeah.
Because it's like sometimes it's like, I probably could have ramped that up a little bit or been a little more and like
Mm-hmm.
right, like pushed a little more with certain things.
Mm-hmm.
But you consider the consequences, and
Right.
it starts to just kind of become built in to how you
Mm.
Yeah.
are considering different
Mm-hmm.
scenarios. And
Yeah,
how
because
that comes
emotions can be good. It's not bad if you are labeled an emotional person. I would say I'm very emotional. But you get the highs and you get the lows, right?
Right.
It's like you're going to get the good and you're going to get the bad. So I think it's trying to find that balance. That can be tricky.
Today, you were very, very quick to apologize,
mm,
to come in and say,
that,
you said
finish.
something, and as soon as you said it,
right,
you said, I shouldn't have said that. That's not true. That's not true. I shouldn't have said it.
right.
And it wasn't really a big thing that you said. I don't remember what it was,
Mhm.
but it was like, you know how you fight and you make general statements about that person? Like,
That
oh, you're,
drives you nuts.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like to say like, oh, you're always this, or you
Right.
like to label that person. That's one of my buttons.
Mhm.
And so you said a statement or something like
Mhm.
that. And immediately you were like, that's not true. I shouldn't have said that. And then you
Right.
came into the room I was in and you were like, honey, I'm sorry. Very sincerely, I should not have said that. And I said, okay, thank you. Like
Yeah.
I was quick, but I could receive that because you hadn't for 10 minutes been saying that it was
Right.
true.
Right.
Yep.
You just said it once and then immediately. And so it diffused it.
Which is funny because that was the other thing that I was thinking about is I have such a short fuse, but I also defend and don't say sorry when I should. You know what I
Right,
mean?
yep.
Like I drag it out, I defend it, and
You
then
double down.
I double down. You know, like okay,
Yeah.
I'm still right. I can instead of saying sorry quicker.
Yes.
It's for sure what gets both of us
Yeah.
is that I'm right.
Yeah.
But an
'Cause we're-
apology goes a long way. It really does.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people listen to this podcast, so I have to be careful what I say, but I really didn't grow up with a good example of what a marriage should look like, a healthy marriage should look like. And I grew up with a parent that didn't apologize.
Mm-hmm.
And it would have meant a lot had that apology came and been sincere, and it didn't. It was a very let's sweep things under the rug and move on.
Right.
And that solves nothing.
Right.
And, I know Adam can kind of say the same thing. He didn't grow up with a good example of marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And his parents got divorced when we were probably just getting married, like the year before we got married or so.
Yeah, early 2000s.
So
So do you ever think about what you're modeling for your kids?
all the time.
Do you?
All the time. I had heard something years ago and it stuck with me, and it will stick with me forever. And it said, it was so basic and so simple. And it said, your kids will either want a marriage like you have or they won't. Like that was the quote. It was like, your kids are watching you and they're either
Yeah.
going to want that for themselves or they're going to say, I do not want a marriage like that.
Right.
It's one or the other. There's no in between.
And
Wow.
I even to the point, not every time, but I try consciously, especially because there's times we fight and argue in front of the kids.
Of course.
That I also try to, when I can, model saying I'm sorry in front of the kids.
I love that.
I want to make, like, if I'm going to argue and fight, which
Yes.
I'm like, I don't, and I don't want to be that type of person where I'm hiding everything.
Right.
Like, our kids are going to see it. This is real life.
course.
I don't
No,
mind
you hide nothing
in front of any,
in front of it. And I don't like that either. Like
yeah, no,
there,
you don't.
no, I would rather not.
I want to
don't-
be real and authentic.
Yeah.
And,
Yep.
and obviously there's, a line, but,
Yep.
and I probably, maybe cross it
Right.
more than I should.
Yeah.
But when our kids see us fight, I also want to see them see us make up too. And specifically for me, I'm like, I want to model them that, hey, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. And
Yes.
so
Yep.
I absolutely love that.
And you are
It
very
means so much. It does.
Yeah. And you are very aware, I feel like, that you are modeling for our girls the kind of man that you want them to marry.
right.
Yeah.
You want to model that person for them.
Right.
And you've
Yeah.
always been great at apologizing to our kids, apologizing,
I was gonna say
you
that's a
know.
big
That's
one too.
another one. Yeah. Saying
Like to
you're
always think
sorry
you're right
to
because
your
you're the
kids.
parent. It's like we're all
Yeah.
human, and it goes a long way.
It does.
And apologies bring so much grace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
they
true.
really teach forgiveness too.
Mm-hmm.
Gives your kids an opportunity to practice forgiveness and
Right.
to show forgiveness. And
Yes.
God knows we're forgiving them all the time.
Every day.
Your kid, you don't want your kids to think that that's okay. Like
Right.
when I think pretty sure it was over the winter break when Addie was home. I think I my short fuse and said something that was mean or harsh and like later I had to go back to her and say, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
Yes.
Like you know what I mean? Because I don't want her to think that I
Right.
think that was okay.
Right.
I don't, and so
Exactly.
I want you to know
Right.
it. I know that I shouldn't have done or said
Absolutely.
that's not okay.
Right.
So
Because we're humans, right? We're not perfect people. Just because we're parents, just because we're, that doesn't mean we know what we're doing all the time. We're still learning. Whether your kids are little or they're teenagers or they're adults, we're still learning right along with them.
yeah,
And we're still emotionally reacting.
And we
Instead
still
of
have
responding.
bad days and we're going to have things that set us off. But when you've messed up, and I have had to learn this over the years, just say you're sorry. Genuinely go to your child, go to your spouse, whatever, and tell them, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
Right.
It means a lot.
And it feels good to clear the air too, doesn't
Yes.
it? It feels so much better
Totally.
to have that hard conversation. Like after the relationship that you get to experience is so much better
Yes.
than let's sweep it under the rug and let this bitterness and resentment grow between
Because
us.
it does.
It does.
That bitterness will fester. It does.
It's so true.
And I think for any relationships, but especially in marriage, to take pride in your relationship, to do the effort and do the work because you're proud of what you have there and you don't want to, squander it. It's like it's
Yeah.
a blessing to have that. So taking pride in it means you like put the work. The things we really love, you put the work in because you take pride in that.
Right. Yeah.
That's the perfect segue to my last question, which was, what is the biggest blessing about marriage? Like we talked about
So many.
the ugly and how there are things that we do wrong, but what do you love about being married?
So your sermon on Sunday, you mentioned your kids calling, right? And dad's
yeah.
always there. I think it's like so cute.
No, I loved that part.
So end of the day, it's like you want to go to and hang out with your best friend. It's like really like fun. We have fun together.
We do.
We enjoy. We have like we can just laugh together. Have the our sense of humor matches up. She understands. So just hanging out with your best friend
Right.
is a huge blessing.
Yes.
In a marriage to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I would agree with you. I would say it's friendship. It's companionship. It's just someone to do life with. I mean, bonus if you really love your spouse and you have fun with your spouse, you want to do everything with your spouse.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean you're actually doing everything with your spouse, but it's like we would choose to spend time together over not, like
Right.
I don't
Right.
want to go do things by myself. Like I want to take him along. We could be shopping in Target and we're having the best time and we're laughing and we're running to Starbucks for a coffee or going through the car wash. Like it doesn't matter. Like we're just having fun being together.
Yeah.
That's a super fun part of marriage. No one talks about that enough. Like
Yeah.
marriage is fun when you're married to your best friend. If you can actually call your spouse your best friend, it's super fun.
And I think fostering fun is so important too. Like
Yes.
finding those
Absolutely.
times to just laugh and
Yep.
be silly.
Oh my
and-
goodness, totally.
Mhm.
Yeah. What about you guys?
Yeah. I mean, so definitely, and I think that's one of the reasons why we got married so quick. That is like, like we could spend the next year and a half getting to know each other.
Right.
You know what I mean? And, learning and kind of go through life a little bit apart. But
Yeah.
I was like, why? Like, let's
Right.
do it as a husband and wife. Let's get, you know what I
Let's
mean?
have
Like,
sex now.
yes.
Let's not. That's
wait?
really why. Why wait? I mean, you
That
could
makes
barely.
so much sense now.
Right.
Okay.
You
That's why
could.
he
You were
proposed.
trying to have sex in the limo from our wedding venue to our hotel. I'm like, stop touching. We are
That
not
is
doing this in the
hilarious.
Let's have
limousine.
fun together.
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
Goodness,
Uh-huh.
I love it.
And so that's always been like, I would echo exactly what you said. But
Yeah.
also for me, there's the other side, and we've done this several times, is I guess one of the blessings is Susie's belief and willingness to follow me literally wherever I feel we're supposed to be or go or
Yeah.
do.
Mm-hmm.
And literally, from moving to country to
You guys have been all over.
living in 3 or 4 different states, that when I feel like God has said, hey, I think we need to move from, Chicago
Right.
to, God has called me to be a lead pastor. Like it wasn't, are you sure?
Right.
Never once, was it Keenan? Like 5 times we've moved, not just a little bit, but talking from
Big moves.
out of to
Yeah,
different
big
states.
moves.
Never once was she like, are you sure?
Get hesitant about it. Mm-hmm.
Are you really sure you heard from God? Like it was like, okay.
Yeah, she had your
And
back.
so that belief that like
Yeah.
in me that I am a man of God, that I hear from God is just, that's a huge blessing.
Aw,
That's so
awesome.
nice.
I know.
Good answer.
Isn't it fun to hear your spouse like say nice things
I
about you? You're just
know.
like, oh,
You don't realize
thank you.
sometimes how much
What is
things
that like?
mean to
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh
joking.
my goodness. I feel like our audience is going to think that like you're abused
Just
or
joking.
something.
Really joking.
I really do love my husband, you guys. He has it pretty good. I make him oatmeal raisin cookies because they're his favorite. And
Ooh, I like oatmeal raisin cookies too.
do you?
Mike won't eat anything with a raisin in it.
I was just gonna say I'm none of my kids like them. I always
What?
say this is a labor of love when I make him these cookies because none of my family likes oatmeal raisin cookies.
Well, save me one next time.
I will.
Because it's one of those things that if no one likes, so you never make them.
I know.
At least in my house.
No, I tend to not because none of my kids like them. But so he knows, like when I've made him oatmeal raisin cookies, they're just for you, honey.
That's Mike and a coconut cream pie,
Love
which
coconut
I have
cream.
not made in a long time.
And didn't the last time you make it?
No, the last time was good. It was like 3 times ago
Oh,
I
okay.
made one that
Did
was
it get
bad,
ruined?
Yeah.
and you're never going to let me live it down, apparently. You know,
What
He
was-
still remembers.
you
Well,
could
there
have
was something
ended.
wrong with it.
You could have ended on the "you make me feel
Yeah.
amazing," not "you ruined my coconut cream pie 3 years ago." It was maybe 2 years ago.
That's true.
Everything about it was bad, though. The crust was bad. The filling was bad.
Doesn't that stink? You put all
Yeah.
that
Is
that
time
just-
into it.
Pudding, coconut pudding. Is it?
No,
pudding?
you like
No.
have to cook this on the
You can
stove.
do it an easy way or a hard way.
It's
yeah.
amazing.
You have to.
Yum.
I don't
temper
even
the egg
order
yolks.
coconut cream anything anywhere
'Cause hers is the
because
best.
it doesn't even come close to the one she makes.
I ruined everything about it one time, but thanks for
One time.
thanks for
Well,
reminding
now you're
me.
gonna
It's
have
like
to
next
make
time
another
we're gonna
one.
have
Redeem
oatmeal raisin
yourself.
Cookies and a coconut.
Yeah, that's true love.
You never answered the question.
Yeah, I don't have anything that profound to say. I think I would just mirror what Sherry said. Just
Yeah.
having a friend, having a companion, having
the
someone.
best.
You know, there are times that, I like to be by myself, and so Mike will leave, or, maybe he's out with the kids or something, and I'll be so excited to have the house to myself. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be so great.
Yeah.
And then after they're gone for like an hour, I'm like, oh, when are they coming back? I don't know what to
Right.
do with myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think, having someone to follow, I enjoy that.
I know, I do
enjoy
too.
that. I enjoy
Mhm.
knowing that I don't have to be the one to make all the decisions or,
Absolutely.
you know, we were kind of joking earlier about the movies and how he'll just, but I kind of like that. I kind of like
Right.
that he will make the decision
Yes.
and then I can just
Well, I think
go along.
sometimes that's refreshing, right? Like as
Mhm.
moms, especially, we make so many decisions all the time.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a spouse that will take the reins sometimes and take the lead and make the choice for you. And you're just like along for the ride. It's
Yeah.
just nice.
Right. And I
I say I'm the passenger princess when we go places. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm like, he'll just buy me a coffee and I don't even have to have like my wallet and he just pays for the things. And
Do you know what kind of coffee she wants?
Usually.
Yeah, what do I
Susan-
get?
Certain
What's my
things
order?
are built in. So like
This is the real test.
if she's getting a turkey sub, right, or if she wants a sandwich, I know exactly what kind of sandwich that she's gonna want.
Mhm.
I know what kind of coffee that she's gonna like.
Normally,
So,
it's always hot coffee.
Mhm.
I don't drink iced coffee, so my order is pretty easy.
yeah,
It's like a vanilla latte
pretty
every time.
straightforward, standard.
Oh, I was gonna
things.
make you answer, and I just answered.
I know, vanilla latte.
Were you gonna say that?
Absolutely.
See,
Okay,
that's
all right.
all it is. Vanilla latte.
Really? It's like a
Simple.
vanilla latte.
Straightforward.
Susie orders
But what
something
kind of
different
milk?
at
What
every
kind of milk?
Oat milk.
Oat milk.
oat milk.
Good job.
good job.
Is yours pretty hard? Your coffee order?
Well, every
always
place you
different.
go, it's something
Well, that's
different.
true.
So I don't have to
I didn't
memorize
think of
one
that.
like Dunkin', Seven Brew, Starbucks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a bunch.
It's different, and then
And
there's
if
Pumps,
half
season-
pumps,
swirls.
half sweet.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Well, it depends on the temperature. If it's summer,
yeah.
I'm probably drinking iced coffees.
Yeah.
If it's winter, I'm probably drinking hot.
Mhm.
Yeah, I change it up a lot.
I
yeah.
know.
So I can't just go and get her a
It
coffee.
used to be just black or cream and sugar. That was.
I know. It's
right?
so boring.
You can get me a coffee anytime and I'll drink it. Just
I know
don't get
we're
it
not gonna
wrong if I
complain.
ask you for something specific and then come home with something different.
Yeah, that happens a lot. I get blamed for the
Aw.
baristas.
Well, good job, you guys. You made our podcast last
know.
way too long.
It's okay. We're
We
we're
went way
thankful
over.
you came on.
It went by quick.
Thanks for being our friends.
It did go
Thanks for
by
being our
quick,
best friends.
doesn't it?
Yeah,
Can you believe it's been an hour and 10 minutes?
I cannot.
See? That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
That's what we do. We'll sit here and chit chat, and then we're like, "Oh my
Mhm.
goodness, it's 45." I think our first podcast was not even half an hour, and then the more we do it, it's like 40 minutes, 45 minutes, and it just the time flies.
it does. It
Time
flies.
flies when you're
Yeah.
having fun.
It was fun.
Well, be ready for all your the number of listeners to just really just
Skyrocket.
That's our expectation. If you ever want to be invited again,
You better
Yeah,
make our
if
ratings
it doesn't,
go
we're not
way
getting
up.
a call back.
no, that's right. You're not getting a call back. So you better share with your friends.
That's right.
Like everyone that's
Like
listening.
and
If you want to see the
subscribe.
guys back on here
I
again,
know. I want to bring them back on. I think this was fun and beneficial.
it's good.
People need to hear about marriage. We don't talk about it enough.
So what's our challenge to our listeners today?
Mm.
I think it's
Love your
to
spouse more.
love your spouse, but find something. I think there's two things. First of all, find something in you
Yeah.
that you can change to make your marriage better.
That's right. You
So
can't
stop-
change them. You can change
Right.
yourself.
Stop blaming them.
Mhm.
Stop looking at your spouse and making everything their fault. Look
Yeah.
inward.
Yeah.
What can you change about yourself?
Mhm.
And what are you thankful for
Oh, I
in
love
your
that.
spouse?
It's good.
Right?
And I would also encourage you quickly to just have fun with your spouse. Find
Mhm.
something fun to do with your spouse.
Yeah.
One of my best friends told me about ABC dating, and I had never heard of it.
Me either.
And she said literally you go through the alphabet and you kind of like pick the letter of the alphabet and you find something that correlates with that. You do not have to go in order. But
Okay.
it gives you like fun things to do. I mean, in the summer, I was already kind of like, oh, well, we've done kayaking and we've done hiking. You know, that would be like for K and for H. But there's so many like cool things that you could do with that.
My friend is doing that with her husband in restaurants.
Super
They're
fun.
doing a restaurant with a different letter,
Mhm.
There's so many fun things you can do.
but I like activities.
Isn't that fun?
Oh,
I
like
know-
Told me about it, and
like
I
the
was like,
restaurant idea.
kind of love that idea.
I know what they're
Mike
going to
wants to
pick for
eat.
S, for the letter S. They're going to want to just do S
Always.
over and over and over
And
again.
over.
There's only one S
We're
in the
always
alphabet.
just stuck on S.
Right?
Oh, you
Yes.
boys are so predictable.
Yeah.
It's good to set goals together.
It
goals,
is.
You set it together.
Mhm.
You've got something you're working towards.
Yeah, that's
it could be
always
anything.
fun.
Little things,
Mhm.
big things, whatever.
Yeah.
A trip that, right?
It's good.
Hopefully at some point
Mhm.
you can go to Greece, maybe get a
Oh, I would
honeymoon
love it.
finally. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I know.
there's just things,
20
and if you're doing it
25
together,
years.
That's a good goal.
That'll be your
Yep.
honeymoon
We
year
need to start saving now.
to go
So
to Greece. How many years is that from now?
Well, we'll be 21 this year, so it's another
4 years.
4. But that we all know how quick the years go by,
So
so
true.
it's really a blink.
Mhm.
Yeah, those are some good advice.
I love it. Well, thank you for being here. And we hope to see all of you next week back on the Pink Seat Unscripted. Bye for now.
Thanks, everyone.